Thousands of years ago, on the chain of islands rising in the middle of the Pacific, there was no country called Japan. In the midst of time, there were only small communities, dense forests, and people living in constant contact with the ocean. The culture of these people would become the foundation upon which later emperors, warriors, and legends would stand. This long journey begins with the Jomon people. Beginning roughly 14,000 years ago, the Jomon period was one of the longest continuous cultures in human history. The Jomon people lived on the threshold between a hunter-gatherer lifestyle and the earliest forms of settled life. Their world revolved around the foods offered by the forests, the fish of the ocean, and the rituals shaped around fire. Life was like a silent pact they made with nature. The most striking traces of this era are the clay vessels decorated with spiral patterns and the strange-looking dog figurines. Some researchers believe these figurines depicted shamanic beings, while others think they were used in rituals related to health. What is certain is this: the Jomon people had developed an aesthetic sensibility. Around 1000 BCE, a new breeze reached the islands, the Yayoi culture. These people arrived from the eastern part of the continent and brought with them a revolution: wet rice agriculture. Rice was not just food, it was the key to order, division of labor, and population growth. Yayoi communities now established larger villages, worked bronze and iron, engaged in warfare, and governed. This development completely reshaped the balance of power on the islands. During this time, the first clan leaders, known as the Uji, emerged. Some clans grew faster than others. As the fields expanded, so did the need for authority. Thus, the earliest political nucleus of Japan began to take shape. Beginning in the 3rd century BCE, the islands entered an entirely new era, the Kofun period. The most defining mark of this period is the gigantic burial mounds that give it its name. Some are visible even from the air. These keyhole-shaped structures became monumental graves for powerful leaders rather than simple clans. The Kofun tell us something important. A political center was emerging in Japan. This center was the Yamato clan. Yamato was not merely a military power. Through its rituals, religious roles, and claims of lineage, it established authority over other clans. Even today, the roots of the Japanese imperial family are traced back to Yamato. The Jomon people's harmony with nature, the Yayoi agricultural revolution, and the political power that surfaced during the Kofun era. When these three periods came together, the Japanese identity began to take shape. This was still a time when myth and reality intertwined. Yet, as with every rising civilization, the Japanese had a beginning, hidden in the mountain mist, in the shimmer of rice fields, and in the silent shadow of giant burial mounds. And this beginning laid the foundation for a grand history in which emperors, warriors, and cultural revolutions would step onto the stage in the centuries to come.